So IFA 2019 is currently going on, and there have been some great and disappointing announcements. Now, first off, I'm going to answer the question that almost everybody here has, and that's, have the Sony 1000XM4s been announced? And unfortunately, no, they have not. And if Sony was going to announce their new Sony 1000XM4s, they would have done so during their press conference like last year. But instead, they announced their new Xperia 5 phone. But Sony did announce their new WH-H910Ns, aka the Huron 3s. Now, presumably, the Huron 3s will be retailing for $300 and they'll be released later on in the fall. Now, these headphones are going to be slotted between the Sony XP900Ns and the Sony 1000XM3s. Now, personally, I really do like that these headphones have a much sleeker design than their predecessors, the Huron 2s. But other than that, I'm not that excited about them. Personally, I don't recommend that you wait for these headphones because I think these headphones are pretty redundant given Sony's current headphone lineup. Now, I do think it's safe to assume that these headphones will have slightly better performing ANC than the XP900N, but still fall short from the 1000XM3's ANC, like we saw with the Huron 2s in my full Sony XP900N review. And from a business standpoint, it just doesn't make sense for Sony to put out a cheaper pair of ANC headphones whose ANC is better than the 1000XM3. Besides some extra color options and what looks like to be more spacious ear cups, I don't see any real reasons to get the Huron 3s over the Sony XP900N, which also have spacious ear cups. I think that if you're currently looking for a great pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, I highly recommend the Sony XP900N, and if ANC is your main priority, then just spring for the 1000XM3s, especially right now because they're going on sale for like $300 sometimes. The only reason why you should consider getting the Huron 3s over the 1000XM3s is because of their more spacious ear cups. Now, even though the 1000XM3s fit me just fine, I'm fully aware that the 1000XM3s aren't going to fit people with larger ears. That's why they might spring for the Bose QC35s or even the Bose NC700. But if you are interested in an alternative to the Sony 1000XM3s, then you might be interested in the new Sennheiser PXE552s. Now, Sennheiser also announced their third generation Momentum headphones, but personally I'm not the biggest fan of their clunky retro design or their $400 price tag. But I do think the PXE552s have a good chance of going neck and neck with the 1000XM3s and even being all around better than the Bose NC700. The Sennheiser PXE552s will be going on sale for $350 in October, and upgrades include Bluetooth 5.0, voice assistant integration, and improved ANC performance. The only caveat is that it looks like the PXE552s are still using micro USB for charging instead of USB-C like the Momentum 3s, which ironically still have that old retro design. Now, I don't know what compelled Sennheiser to have micro USB charging on one pair of headphones and USB-C charging on another pair of headphones, but personally, I do think that having micro USB charging on a pair of premium ANC headphones in 2019 or 2020 is just unacceptable. Personally, I really hope that this is just a mistake in their press release, because I really hope that Sennheiser manages to put USB-C charging on the PXE552s, because if they don't, their new headphones are already going to start with a disadvantage in this super competitive ANC headphone market. But like I mentioned earlier, if you need something with more spacious ear cups than the 1000XM3s, then I do think these are worth waiting for. Even though the Bose QC35s have these super spacious ear cups, they are lacking in features for 2019 and 2020 headphones. And the Bose NC700s are just overpriced at $400, they're not as comfortable, and I'm not the biggest fan of their not so low profile headband. Now, there have been other headphones that have been announced at IFA, but I do think that these are the important ones that you should know about. But now, let's talk about truly wireless earbuds, because truly wireless earbuds are finally getting really good. First off, Jabra announced their new Jabra Elite 75Ts, which will be going for $200 and released in October. Upgrades include the earbuds themselves are smaller, their carrying case is smaller, it now charges via a USB-C port, and they now have a combined advertised battery life of 28 hours, which is double of that of the Jabra Elite 65Ts. So not a bad upgrade at all. The only thing that I do want you to notice is that their price did go up. I don't know, maybe it could be because of the tariffs, but it looks like a $20 increase here. But Sony also announced their new WF-H800s, aka the Hero 3s. Now, there isn't any official pricing on these guys yet, but I am willing to bet that they'll go somewhere between $150 or $170, because they obviously don't want to eat into their Sony WF-1000XM3 sales, which go for $220. Now, they have a combined advertised battery life of 16 hours, and just like the WF-1000XM3s and AirPods, each earbud establishes a connection with your phone, which is great for wireless connectivity performance. But unlike the WF-1000XM3s, these in-ear earbuds don't have active noise cancellation, and they don't have touchpads. They're using physical buttons, which is perfectly fine. But they do come in a whole bunch of funky colors, so that's nice. I also want to quickly point out that Audio-Technica announced 2 new pairs of truly wireless earbuds. One pair is going to be going for $150, and the other pair is going to be going for $100. But given that just how bad their $250 truly wireless earbuds were, they can honestly only go up from here. Now, even though the $250 Audio-Technica earbuds were bad, they weren't as bad as the human headphones. But personally, I am a little disappointed that we're not seeing a replacement for the SR50BTs, because up until the Sony XB900Ns, these were my go-to mid-tier ANC headphones. So maybe we'll see new Audio-Technica headphones at CES 2020. Oh my god, 2020. Alright, anyway. But I also want to quickly point out that Sonos has announced their first portable Bluetooth speaker, the Sonos Move. Now, this guy is going to be retailing for $400, and it's not that small. I do think this speaker is squarely in JBL Extreme 2 territory. Now, speaking of JBL, JBL has also announced a new JBL Pulse 4 with an all-new design, USB-C charging, and an all-new speaker setup. Now, unfortunately, the JBL Pulse 4 is going to be using Party Boost, which means you're not going to be able to pair your JBL Pulse 4 to the JBL Pulse 3 or anything else that's using JBL Connect Plus. You will, however, be able to pair the JBL Pulse 4 to the JBL Flip 5, which does use Party Boost. But IFA 2019 is still going on, and if anything else interesting comes out, I'll obviously make another video. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff other than headphones getting announced. There's new TVs, soundbars, laptops, and the list just keeps going on. These were just the main things that I found interested and I'm looking forward to. Now, just remember, Apple is having their yearly iPhone keynote on Monday, and I do think that we're going to see new headphones there, because if we don't, then the Beats Studio 3s are just going to be way left behind. And I do think that we are going to see new Surface headphones at Microsoft's next Surface keynote in October. So personally, I am looking forward to the new Surface headphones. And Microsoft, if you guys want me to come, I'll be more than happy to go, because I live in the NYC area. It's just an idea. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick another products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.